Hey everyone, this is your Minion of the East, and welcome to a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer analysis video. I know I did one last year back for E3's, I think it was E3's Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. Yeah, it was that. So I wanted to try doing that when the Toy Story trailer came out, but by the time I was around getting to do that, many other channels were already analyzing the video that came out before, since, well, it was D23. And while I am going to be a little bit late, I think by this point there's going to be a couple channels out there that have already done analysis videos, but I wanted to get my 2 cents on trying to analyze what we saw from the D23 trailer that came out a couple of days ago. I'm going to be looking at both trailers, from the initial Monsters Inc. reveal trailer and Utada Hikaru's trailer. And although the latter trailer has very little new footage compared to what we got in this trailer we're going to be looking at, I feel it's still worth enough chance to take a look at. So let's begin by taking a look at the initial trailer. So I'm going to have the volume a little bit low at this point so that I can explain what's going on in the video here. Now we got the text that we got from last year's D23. Alright. So from this dialogue we can assume that Sora is looking for the organization, and of course right off the bat we get a look at Marluxia, which we haven't seen since the events of Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, or for those who are playing the mobile game, as is somebody known as Lauriam. Now that's the thing that people are trying to bring up with Marluxia coming back all of a sudden, that his involvement in Union Cross makes him a more viable character and makes us wonder what he did back then after he took the role as a Union leader. And I'm not going to spoil for those who are still playing the game, but for those who haven't, there's a significant event that somebody Lauriam caused for him to become a 5th Union leader after the events of the Keyblade War. And so him coming back to life as his somebody, and he's still calling himself Marluxia, so draw from that what you will, it makes us wonder what he intends to do being a part of the organization. Is he just following Xehanort's orders, or is he still having his own agenda like he did back in Chain of Memories, because he wanted to use the power of the Keyblade? And he was going against the first organization's goals to begin with. So his goals for why he was recruited to become one of Xehanort's vessels is up in the air at the moment. But it's nice to see Marluxia back, and he was a pretty fun villain back in Chain of Memories. Also to mention that I do like his design, or the way he looks in the Kingdom shader. Makes him look pretty neat. Alright, so okay. Goofy's stance right there is just, well, goofy. We saw that last year as well. It might be like their default pose. Alright. So yeah, from the dialogue right here, of course Marluxia knows what happened, how he was defeated last time, and yeah, as usual, Sora and the gang still don't have memories of what happened back in Castle Oblivion. I remember you exceedingly well. Yeah, of course. So he's alright. So we're at the Toy Story world. So yeah, just from that previous dialogue, as we saw back in Dream Drop Distance, young Xehanort was going around recruiting other organization members or parts of Xehanort from separate time periods. So wherever it is Marluxia was from, we'll have to figure out for later. Okay, so in this Toy Story world, man, I gotta compliment on the graphics. I mean, if you look at the bed frame, you can see every single thread on there. And we gotta first look at the Heartless of this world. And I like the design of the Heartless. Of course, they like to look like toys, but it kind of reminds me of the Air Raiders, and they were spacemen instead. It's a nice design. I really like it. Okay. Alright, so from this cutscene, we can probably assume that this takes place right as Sora and the gang land. Alright, let's go back just a tad bit. Alright, so we see Sora and the gang running towards the place of the Heartless that we saw from the trailer last year. So we can assume assume this cutscene either takes place during the exact same one while Sora and the gang facing up the Heartless, or this could be like a flashback, a brief flashback while they're conversing with the gang. Either way, we get another look at the cutscene of this world. And here we are, our first look at the Monsters Inc. world. Now I gotta say, when I first saw the images, I was assuming they were fake due to the poor quality of them, and that they were using alpha and beta images or previous trailers to, well, look as just placeholders. So I was one of the few people out there that was assuming it was fake. I wasn't going to deny if it was real, that if it was to begin with, I was just going to wait for official confirmation until we got to see if it was real or not, and lo and behold, Monsters Inc. is real, and well, I'm happy that we got it, just was skeptical of whether the images were real or not. So, of course, we got our first look here, and judging from the looks of this, and man, just that shot of Monsters Incorporated. Now, there's a couple scaffoldings over here that are saying the "we scare because we care," and I'll get into that when we get further into the trailer. So, we got our first look at the gang, and my god, they're monster forms. Okay, Sora actually looks like a monster. I like how his hair looks like fins, and he's some sort of like cat-like monster. But Donald and Goofy, oh my god! I think Goofy just looks the silliest, but I think it's Donald's just one eye that's killing me. We can get more looks at their designs, like in the more shots later in this trailer and in the second trailer when we get to it. But Goofy's tentacle eyes and the two different eye colors, just that doopy ass grin is just killing me. Same with Donald's one eye. I do like their designs though. They do look unique in this world. And our first look at Sully, and this is one of the few points that I don't feel that this shader is doing justice for these characters. I mean, just looking at the Toy Story world, it looks like it can be from a movie just from how good the quality of the graphics are. But here, Sully's fur looks off. I know, granted, for a console, it's not going to be good as movie quality, but just the look at the fur quality just kind of looks early PS3 to me, not PS4 quality. Could be cutting corners, but I don't want to say that. I mean, Boo herself looks like she could be cut from the movie, but Sully just looks odd to me. I don't know how. Maybe it is just a fur, but the way that he looks just kind of irks me the wrong way. This is probably just, of course, early gameplay footage, and this could change over time, but for now, it just doesn't look good. And we can see that Mike looks nice. See, yeah, Mike looks fine for way he is in the game, but it's just Sully's the one that looks the one most out of place, and Boo just again looks like she's from the movie. This scene just kind of just makes me giggle. Alright. Alright. Whoops. This is my mistake. Alright, so taking a look at Sora much closer, yeah, all he's wearing is just a jacket and he's just got fur all over him. And getting a closer look at him, he's got like a bit of a cat-like mouth, and that's kind of the idea. He's got looks like a cat, and he's got no nose, which is kind of odd. Donald's got a little horn for a tail, and it kind of makes me funny because he had a shovel as a tail as a snowman back in the Night Before Christmas world. And I think we're about to get going towards, yep, the gameplay. Here we go. And just like in the Toy Story trailer, we can see that Mike and Sully will be our party members for this world. And man, just the look at this, like from them running on the scaffolding here, it just looks great. And we can get a nice look at the key light from this range. the part of the hill has the door, and the teeth of the Keyblade has a claw with a monster look on it, and the sides of the hilt have the screen containers, which is pretty neat. So this is a pretty nice Keyblade design, and I like the menu right here. That's kind of reminiscent of the opening sequence from the first Monsters Inc. movie. I just gotta compliment like the lighting and the shading, and then when we get to this part, like the dive part, I mean, just look at that. We can see the majority of the factory here. So we can assume this takes place during the movie, not like after the movie. But I'll get to that in a second when we get to inside the factory. But that's still one thing that still impresses me with this game is that they're using the actual size of the worlds to the advantage, and for the PS4 quality of the graphics that we got at the time. Because you don't normally see the Kingdom Hearts team doing something like this from their past games, and so with the PS4 engine and everything, you're getting more and more space to work with, which is really neat. Okay, and we can see the teeth of the keychain of the Keyblade right here that looks like to be Boo's monster outfit. So the Keyblade itself has a pretty cool design to it. Now we get to see it more closer up. Alright, so yeah, we have Sora diving, and we're inside the factory. Okay, so from the looks of this, we can see two Heartless that look like monsters. But here's something that's just odd. Think fun. So what we can see from this right here, that it takes place after the movie, but Boo is here. So someone tells me that the events of this world takes place after the movie, and Boo somehow got back out. Because there's balloons on the side as well, so makes me wonder if this is going to be another original story like the Toy Story world is. So, and we got our first look at the Unversed. They have made an official return as enemies again. So I can see the symbol of the Unversed on this little snake-looking guy with his mouth. So all these enemies here are Unversed, and that keys into already Vanitas coming back, and as he was revealed to be in the cutscene for this world, but we'll get back to that like when we get to that point in the trailer. So we can see the game plays, and yeah, Zora's using the Thunder Spell. Oh, and we get our first look at one of the form changes for the Keyblade, and we got a much closer look at the teeth of the Keyblade, which has the Monster's Incorporated hard hat, and it looks like a gauge for the teeth. Alright. And if we got a closer look at... Oh, see, the stars are monsters. This is kind of neat. But if you take a look at Sora's icon with the hit points, he's now got orange fur. And the mode of this form is called Quick Claw, so he gains claws. So yeah, Sora's got the orange fur that we saw in the leaked footage. I mean, the leaked images. So, is this part of the form change with the Keyblade, or is this part of his drive form? Cause I'm gonna go more for the latter, that is one of his drive forms, but it doesn't say that he's in one of his drive forms in the options menu with the click claws. So that's up in the air at the moment, but I'm gonna more go to that it's one of his new forms, which I think is the power form. And we can see the Unversed symbol on these crab-like enemies right now. So yeah, these enemies are most definitely the Unversed. So we can see that they are fully back, and Sora's using the claw attack. And okay, I just love this world. And this is one of the main reasons why I thought I wanted to see Monsters Inc. Before it got revealed, was the door factory. I mean, the climax of that movie was great. So them going into the door factory leaves so much space to work with, and that I felt was the perfect way to utilize this world. And as we can see right here for the gameplay, Sora is going to be he's railing on the doors, railing themselves, and he's using the flow motion. There's a command called take cover, so I'm guessing that's allowing him to ride the door rails so he can take cover from any Heartless or just enemy attacks in general, and he's using the flow motion attacks. So that's a good sign that that we can use full motion attacks. Oh, and we got our first look at the Tangled World with Rapunzel and Eugene being our party members. So that's pretty cool. We got Rapunzel using her hair and Eugene's using his frying pan. So that's really awesome. Alright, so Rapunzel's gonna be... So for what we see here, Rapunzel is swinging around on her hair, as we saw on the as we can see right here. Let me go back, and Flynn's using the frying pan. So it's pretty cool that Rapunzel's using her hair to interact with the environment to attack all the heartless enemies here, and Flynn's using the frying pan. And if we go a bit further, he's on a barrel. Whoop. Rapunzel all the way. So that's pretty cool. And we can see Sora using one of this Tangled World's Keyblade forms, which is called the Mirage Staff. So he's basically using a magical staff for this form. And it looks like he's using... And it looked like Sora was in a wisdom-like form since he was sliding around. So does that mean that he's bringing back wisdom form for the game? We can see Sora swimming around. And this is one that people, I think, got the most shocked about in this trailer, other than the Monsters Inc. world. Ariel being a summon for Sora. It's not confirmed whether or not she's a summoner, but it's more than likely she is. But the question is, where's the command menu? Like, where's the attack menu, like, when you use a summon? I'm thinking this is right as Sora is summoning Ariel for it, which makes sense since Ariel going to Atlantica wouldn't make sense because she, as we saw back in the credits of Kingdom Hearts 2, she got her happily ever after. So this is like the Peter Pan scenario where Peter Pan back in the previous Kingdom Hearts game was a party member, but then going forward he became a summon. So it would make sense that Ariel would be our summon at this point. So I want to see how they will utilize her. And plus she looks pretty good in the Kingdom shader with the little aqua effects on her body. That's really cool. And so we can see that Sora is using the shot lock command with the staff. So is it unique to this Keyblade, or could any other Keyblade form use the shot lock command? It just gives a different attack effect when you use it. And we can see him attacking some of the enemies, and this enemy right here that I can surmise is a nobody, more specifically the nobodies we saw way back, I think, in the 2015 trailer, and they were dancing around with flowers, and they have scythe-like appendages on them, which makes me think that these are one of the Marluxia's nobodies that he's using for him to attack Sora in the game. And the shotgun command we can see here are Spectral Rays and Flow Chain. So this, whether or not this is unique to the Keyblade form for this is up in the air at the moment. Alright, so we see Sora using the second command for the Mirage Staff, where he summons a tower here. And he summons 2 clones of himself to summon the magical orb, which he then attack the surrounding enemies. And that's a really cool attack right there. Gotta give it props. Alright, Sora's using the Hyper Hammer we saw from the trailer last year at the Toy Story World, and they're in a ball pit room apparently, which is kind of funny. So we can see them using the attacks. Oh, and we get another look at the Mad Teacups. And we got ourselves a boss fight for the Toy Story World, which is most likely Galaxy Toys, and all the toys in this world are going nuts. Okay, this is really unique and gives us more insight to the party members that are going to be used in the game. This makes me wonder if we're going to use a limit-like system that for the party members back in Kingdom Hearts 2 for something like this in Kingdom Hearts 3. Here we can see Woody, Buzz, and Sora riding a rocket, more specifically the Big One rocket from the first Kingdom Hearts the first Toy Story movie. So this would be like, so for the future, So they're riding the rocket and then they launch it at the Heartless. So makes me wonder, can they attack enemies while they're riding the rocket, or can it only be used for the finishing blow? But as we can see, when the rocket hits, he received no damage. So this is probably still, of course, in the developer mode to test out the kinks of the game. The boss fight is pretty unique right here. Look, the map for the boss battle itself kind of reminds me of those old railroad maps that they used to have for kids back then. So anything that's on the map right here, like the buildings and the building blocks, I think are going to be moving around as the boss happens. It looks like a UFO, so it's going to be causing all these blocks to shift around. And I think this darkened sky is going to happen during a secondary phase, but since the health's at full health, again, I've been during the developer mode. Alrighty. And Sora's once again fighting against the Heartless and using flow motion, and he used the quick, and he's still, in the normal keyboard, but we can see the command that he's using the quick, that he has a chance to activate the quick claws ability, but then we see a gauge in the upper left corner called Laugh Power. So does that mean we're going to have some sort of escort mission during the event to where we have to protect Boo and help make her laugh? Because if you remember back in the Monster Inc. movie, her laugh had the power to activate the doors. So we'll have to see how this happens. Alright, and we see the secondary form of these Keyblades called the Twin Yo-Yos. And we get a closer look at Sora's orange fur. And so he's got orange fur with purple stripes, and the Keyblades became yo-yos. That's pretty out there for going from claws to yo-yos. That's why I like the Keyblade forms for this trailer. They're just so out there, and you'll never expect like what the Keyblades will turn into. That's what makes me so excited to see what we can do with the Keyblades here. So we can throw the Keyblades, and it seems that the finishing move for the Twin Yo-Yos is crushing an enemy, and he's crushing a fat body. And we can see at the top of the yo-yo, it's wearing the Monsters Inc. hat, and he's got the googly eyes that from Boo's outfit. And we can see Boo's laugh power is at full, so does that mean that a certain event will happen, or is this going to activate doors that you need to go through? Well, we won't know at this point. This is silly. Alright, so this is most likely a cutscene where Sora's just throwing Mike at the Heartless like a bowling ball. This was just silly. And another big one that people were surprised about, the Dream Eaters are back. And we got to see our first look at the Meow Elves. The Dream Eaters just look flat, and more than likely because they're, of course, supposed to be looking like dream creatures. So, the Dream Eaters are back, and... Alright, so... taking a look at the Dream Eaters, seems like Sora can ride the Meow Owl and use the bounce attack that he used for back in Drop Distance. So, I still wonder how you're able to activate the Dream Eater powers, because back in Dream Drop Distance, this was the power that they said that Jensen said he needed in order to unlock people's hearts. So I wonder how the Dream Eaters are going to come into play here. So anyways, as we go forward. Alright, so we see the command for the Dream Eaters which is called Wonder Bloom, which is probably one of the forms that you need for the Dream Eaters, and the two attacks are Balloon Rush and Tornado Jump. So does that mean he can summon different types of Heartless around him, or not Heartless, different types of Dream Eaters that he's befriended, or can he only summon the Meow Wows? And the reason I bring that up is for this next attack. The Dream Eaters that he befriended from Dream Drop Distance all come out to attack the surrounding enemies. Obviously, you can't use them all, but it makes me wonder, like, what other Dream Eater abilities he could use other than the Meow Wow? Or is he only limited to the Meow Wow? It would be disappointing because the Dream Eaters he befriended in that dream world. Or is this something that he gained while in the dream world to complete his mission? No, or he just say, I'm gonna do something, and he said, I had a secret. I'm wondering if he brought the entire Dream Eater army that he befriended in Dream Drop Distance as a secret power that nobody knew about. Well, we won't know. Then that's why I'm going to speculate at this point. And we get another cutscene. And another big one is Vanitas is revealed to be another member of the new organization, and he kind of looks silly with the helmet on and him wielding the Keyblade. And the dialogue, I need the half of me that sleeps on the inside of your heart. So he's talking about Ventus and, of course, Sora. Sora has the other half of Ven's heart. But it makes me wonder why Vanitas wants Ven's heart. Is he trying to recreate the X-Blade again, like they did before when he combined the two halves of their hearts again to create it? But I don't know if it will have the same effect, or is Vanitas need Ven's heart to become whole again and just become his own person and the dominant personality. At this point, we don't know, but all we know is that Vanitas is alive again. And Sora, of course, is shocked that he knows who Vanitas is, but that's mostly Ven's heart talking through Sora. And we've seen something like this before with Roxas reacting as if he was Sora, since he was connected to him. Ventus. So Vanitas knows that Ventus is inside of Sora. How he knows this, I don't know. But I do know that once Ven used Sora's heart to try and make himself feel whole again, that explains why Vanitas looks like Sora. So basically Vanitas is still a part of Sora at this point. How he knows... That's probably how he knows where Ven is, but how he got the information regardless is still up in the air, and this is still just questionable for the story that we'll have to figure out later on. And that's the end of the first trailer for this game. Now it makes me wonder why, again, still why Vanitas needs Ven, but we'll get to that point. So let's skip on over to the second trailer that came out, the Don't Think Twice trailer by Hikaru, which I gotta explain for myself that it was a pretty beautiful trailer. I mean, beautiful song that we got. Now I'm gonna be mostly skipping through the majority of this trailer since, again, as I explained before, most of this trailer is reused footage from previous trailers. So, to take a look at this, yeah, so I'm going to skip through and pause on some points that we haven't seen yet for this trailer. Alrighty, so we got our first look at the Tangled World trailer. I mean, the Keyblade for it. So we can see the Sun of Corona with the tower being the base for the blade and Rapunzel's hair decorating it. We can't really see the full Keyblade, but we are seeing the first stages of the form change for it. Alright, so the base for it looks like the flower, and it seems the base of it becomes a part for the staff. So we got the staff change for it. And now we see the boss from Athens, which is pretty cool that we get to see the boss again, but we've already seen it happen in other trailers, so all we can see at this point is that it's pretty similar. And this is only very minor, but they managed to fix Xehanort's, or young Xehanort's look in him. He doesn't have that weird looking face on him anymore, which I gotta say that it was weird. His face did look very weird from the trailer originally, and they gave him his pointy ears again, which was another mistake that people pointed out. And we've got the Toy Story trailer. And then we got slight variations from past trailers. And we get a little bit more of the Monsters Inc. world with Boo interacting with Sora in the game. And I can see that I only just noticed now that Donald's beak looks like it has fangs on it. Or ridges that look like fangs. It's just weird. And God, Goofy's face is just odd. There's just a monster look for him just is odd. And we got Mike looking angry. I mean, this is probably another cutscene, so who they're talking to, we don't know at this point. So we gotta move on from here. Okay, they're probably gonna be talking to Vanitas, and Vanitas is talking while holding the Monsters Inc. screen canisters, which is looking from the background as I've analyzed, could most likely be taking place after the movie with all the balloons and Think Happy or Think Funny. So these canisters could be filled with laughter. What Vanitas is talking about is unknown, but I'm most likely thinking that he's going to be talking about how the monsters utilize the emotions from kids to power themselves up. So they're going to probably compare them to the Unversed, how they're fueled by emotions, and they're going to try and compare them to the monsters of that world. This would be a nice topic conversation, and it makes sense like how the monsters utilize emotions which come from the heart to power their world, and that would be a nice Kingdom Hearts-esque discussion they can bring up. Alright, so moving forward. Okay, so yeah, it appears Mike was talking to Vanitas about the concepts about their world, and so he's just holding him back. And we see Maleficent and Pete, and this is most likely, yeah, this is from the trailer we got from last year. And same with this scene, so there's not much new here that we're seeing right now. And here's the one point that we got. Now, the Way to Dawn is broken. Riku's Keyblade is broken. Now, this is something that's causing some confusion with people in the fandom and some with shock. Because not many people no one has ever seen a Keyblade got destroyed, at least in terms of continuity. And there's only been 2 instances that a Keyblade has been shown to have broken. One was back in the Birth by Sleep trailer. Well, not trailer, I should say, the special video that was the special secret ending video from Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, where when Ven was frozen, his Keyblade was shattered. But that moment's been mostly retconned in the full battle of Birth by Sleep, as Ven is still able to use his Keyblade in his fight against Vanitas. The second time was with Data Sora back in Recoded, when his Keyblade got destroyed by Maleficent, but that was a fake, so that was, of course, since it wasn't real, it was more susceptible to being broken. But the case here that it's a real Keyblade being broken is another point. And some people are going to point out, what about the Keyblade War? The Keyblade wielders who have wielded them started to rust and break, but that was mostly after they were gone and the Keyblades had no power. This is an instance where the Keyblade wielder is still alive, given power, and yet it still breaks. So it shows that Keyblades can still be broken, and there's been no instances of them being repaired. And how Riku's Keyblade got broken, of course, is unknown at this point. And we get a first look at Riku's outfit, and people are making comparisons to him looking like Noctis, and yeah, he does look like Noctis. Who knows, but I do like the new look for him. Really simplistic here. And we can see that they're inside the Realm of Darkness, the ocean. I swear, we've been at this ocean in the Realm of Darkness like 5 times now. Twice in Kingdom Hearts 2 with Roxas and Xemnas, Sora and Riku. And then the ending in Birth by Sleep with Aqua and the real Ansem. I swear, this place is like a attraction place for anyone in the Realm of Darkness. And we see Mickey. So yeah, Riku and Mickey are back in the Realm of Darkness, and how they got here is unknown at this point, since there's not many ways to get into the Realm of Darkness. But for those who have played Birth by Sleep 0.2, God, I can't talk today. They are on a mission to rescue Aqua from the Realm of Darkness, because they'll need all the help they can get to face the organization. So that's their mission. So more than likely they came across some Heartless or any denizens of the dark, and Riku got his Keyblade broken up. And I still like this shot of this ocean here. And just taking a look at Mickey's outfit, it's again another simplistic design with the checkered board. I mean, actually, Riku and Mickey have similar designs in their outfits, actually. Makes sense, as they're usually the two characters that are seen interacting with one another. Sora's got Donald and Goofy, Riku's got Mickey. And much like his organization cloak, Mickey's got the ears for his the hoodie with ear holes on them for his ears, which is very silly. Alright, so yep, he buries the Keyblade since he doesn't need any more. So yeah, Riku leaves the Keyblade here, and I like the detail in it, in case the other me needs it. That line has caused the most question out of both of these trailers on who is the other me that Riku is referring to. Are we talking about the Riku replica? His dark half of Ansem? At this point, nobody knows. There's much like people gonna do trailer analysis videos on this. There's gonna be people doing analysis videos on what this one line means. So at this point now nobody knows, but I'm not gonna go into that since that's a whole other video that people are doing way better than I could have gone into it. So at this point, I'm just gonna leave it at this point. And this should be the end of the trailer. Yep, and that's the end. So yeah, with the end of the Kingdom Hearts trailers, this is a pretty nice set of trailers that we got, and I really do love all the information we got from this D23 in Japan, and it's making me more hyped to see what's coming forward in the future for the Kingdom Hearts franchise. It's still slated for later this year, but oh man, I hope to hear for a release date soon. People spread rumors that we will get a release date on E3, but there's been people saying that it was misfalsified spreading it info, so that was more likely a rumor during the event, because all this info was still happening while these trailers were being shown behind closed doors. But anyway, guys, that's it for these trailer analysis videos, and I hope to catch you next time for when the next set of trailers for Kingdom Hearts 3 hopefully drops this year. But until then, this has been your Minute to East. So until next time, take care everyone, and I'll see you all later.